Hey y'all, welcome back into the Oracle. There's almost there's almost too much to talk about, but I'll find a way. So let's talk about it. April is right here, right before us. Here at the lair, it's a moon day. It's a blessed moon day. It's beautiful in the neighborhood, so I'm sending you all my best. Thank you for being here, y'all. I did bring some cards along with me today. We're going to do a couple of cards just to see energy check and see if they want to give us something to ponder or focus on. Uh, Also, I want to talk about April real quick, just the beginning of April. Yeah, I kind of miss March. Sorry about that. But I am here for April. April's going to be big. Kai is in the house and she's very vocal. So, welcome in, Kai. Hi, Kai. Okay, get off my notes, child. Um, yeah, we start off with a bang on April 1st. That's a Wednesday on the Julian here in the the vicinity of the United States, and it's like all of them. It's a big one. It's in Libra, which is a beautiful, blessed, harmonious, Libras, the scales, balance, all of that harmony, assistance, tending to oneself and others. There's a lot of energy, and I just also want to tell you. So, and also there's a Scorpio factor in there, so it could be an emotional moon. The full moons are emotional anyway. They slosh our waters, but there's a lot of other factors too. So, also Pluto's hanging around, which might, Pluto goes and unearths things, and as Pluto dives deep, things start to come up. So, just kind of take your time with yourself and with others, and things should go a little bit more smoothly. But April in itself, in its entirety, in its energy, is the green light month. Okay, so I was talking earlier about how February we kind of set some energies up. You go get down there, Sadamo. We set some energies up in February, which started getting stirred in March, and in April we're going to see some stuff. And the other thing we've got coming up is we've got a 7 planet stellium, which means, ooh, y'all, we haven't ever experienced this 7 planets in the same sign, which will be Aries, which in a huge way will be great because it'll create some momentum where we might have felt stuck and things were just kind of not moving for us. There's going to be a there's going to be some momentum, but also Aries is very closely associated with Mars, and Mars is notoriously, the warrior god. I don't know why I always have problems with the warrior, and but also, you can transmute that energy into um, directing that momentum that you might be feeling. Uh, with the Aries energy, it's the get it done energy. So it doesn't necessarily have to mean like go, you know, go to war with everything. It just means that you can definitely capitalize on this energy and use the momentum to shoot yourself forward. If you've got a clear vision, it's really going to help because it's going to get moving whether you do or not. So it will behoove all of us to really, if you don't have your vision clear, get it clear real quick. But like I said, Pluto's going to kind of mix things up for us. So even if we have what we think is a clear vision, other things might come up within us or within society that might, you know, kind of rattle the cage a little bit and might shake some things up. And my intuition tells me is be open to that. Be open. Don't be so stayed and so stuck in some old pattern, old thought processing or old situation, old relationships that you're not willing to open up to the new information, open up to the new vibration, open up to the new momentum because things will be moving. Okay. Anyway, I'm so glad you're here, y'all. Don't forget to like or subscribe and all of that stuff, and I really do appreciate it when you share these videos. It helps my little channel a lot, so thank you for that. So I want to get started with, and it's been rainy here on island, and my cards are feeling it. There's not a lot of climate control in my area, so I'm having a hard time even getting my cards to shuffle. They just want to stay in one spot. But I did get these thoroughly shuffled, and right now I'm using a numerical oracle, and I don't remember what this is actually called, but it's my numbers deck. And so I want to get started. I'm going to just pull a numbers card for us and just see what kind of a directive as far as like the overshadow, the overarching energy that might be affecting our decision making, or might be creating an environment for us within which to work. Anyway, there's a lot. Okay, right up off the top, I got two that came out. This is beautiful. This is really great too, because I think that investment on the outside right now, we could pull back a little bit on that, put a wand or two down, and start really looking within and start fortifying our own expressions and our own agenda in our lives. Well, we got 888. All right. Life path number, 8 times 3 is 24, which is also 6. So if those numbers occur to you in any form, then this message is certainly for you, and it's abundance. Abundance. These are kind of hard to see. The font is great, but the coloring is it's decorative and delicious, but it's hard to read. I am a magnet for abundance and prosperity. The universe provides all my needs. And my words of power is I have everything I need at all times. Do I have everything I want at all times? Not really, but you know what? I do have everything I need at all times, and it just fortifies that thing, that whole reality for me when I have that mantra in my head, and I do have that mantra in my head. And I am grateful for the blessings that flow into my life, assuming the close. Abundance surrounds me in every form. And this is about opening ourselves up again and appreciating what is. Okay, and it's all about our focus. It's all about our perspective. I mean, you can stay on the channel that you hate all the time, that has all the commercials and with stupid stuff that you're never going to buy. You can stay on that channel and curse it all day long and wait for the new programming to come on. Or you can change the freaking channel. Okay, change the freaking channel. And there might be a cuss word that comes up. I'm so sorry for that. Not sorry, but 4343. 4343, which is 77, which is 14, which is 5, which is all about change. So if any of those numbers occur to you, self-expression, and that's what I was kind of jeffing to. This is all about how we are expressing. I just had a little forum on, and it's so hard, y'all. It's so hard, but really, it's all about us. It's all about the way we express. It's about the way we react, how we hold our emotional vibe. It's like it doesn't actually come down to what instigates us, what situation pushes our buttons, or what person, gaslights us. It's all about how we take that in and we internalize it and we transmute it and we put it back out. So this tit for tat, this reactionary vibe that we can get so easily because we're so used to being that ping pong ding dong 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 dong. Something hits us and we hit something else. Please be aware that you do that. You do, and I do. Everybody does. And it's so important right now to really get that under control. Self-expression. I express myself freely and authentically. Authentically means you're not letting everybody else's energy drag you around and put you into a space that you weren't already in, okay? Oh my God, and that's so hard. God. You have no idea. Excuse me 1 second. You'll have no idea how I battle that every damn day. But it's really important right now, okay? My voice and my creativity shine brightly, inspiring others and enriching my life. I am confident in sharing my unique gifts with the world. Be brave. Chris Reck on his channel, he was talking, I believe it was a collective message, and he was like, okay, right now everybody's going to kind of funnel into one corral. It's like, okay, watch what they're doing, watch what they are doing, and then go do the other. Go the opposite way. Okay, do your own thing right now. And I could not encourage that any more, fervently than I have been. But truly trust. 13, 13, 44, which is 8, life path number. I trust in the divine plan for my life. I surrender my worries and my doubts, knowing that everything happens for a reason. Ding, ding, ding. Do I hear an echo? I have faith in the journey and the guidance of the universe. And that's tough to settle into because, boy, oh boy, the stuff that rolls around in our heads, the stuff that tells us we can't do this and we can't do that, and what if this happens and what if that happens, and for sake, we have to stop the madness where? Within ourselves. And again, that comes back to our own directive. Make sure it's still on. It's our own directive. It's taking whatever it is that's around us or comes at us and just like taking a slow filter to it, allowing ourselves to process, and then coming back to self. And I ain't gonna say it's easy because it's not easy. Oh, but you know, life ain't easy, all right? It's not easy, but you may as well be mastering the things that will create the abundance in your life that you actually want, right? If you're going to be, you know, working hard all your life. And that was the spirit message that came in this morning. You know, we have work outside of work. Our real work is not that job we go to. Our real work is not, you know, packing the lunches and making sure everybody's got grapes today. You know, yeah, that's a duty that we have maybe. But our real work and our duty, our real calling is to ourselves. You know, and it's easier for me to say that kind of thing because I chose purposefully to keep my life very simple. And, I watch my friends who have a big network of friends and they have family and they've created families. And I can't even imagine trying to endeavor on my personal journey with all of that distraction. Okay, so I give you guys a lot of love. I send you a lot of credit for everything that you are doing. The fact that you're on this channel right now says a whole lot about what you're doing in your world, and that has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with you. Now, I've got the grace cards here, and I love these guys because they're not, they're not predictive. Nothing I have. Oh, well, I will say, prediction-wise, I have been making calls for a while now, okay? And what I've noticed along my merry way is that my sentiments come out way in advance, so it's not really, it doesn't seem very pertinent at the time, but things do come to fruit. So please, 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 if you have a moment and there's some enlightened stuff that comes out of this channel, okay? And it's not me, okay? It's not. I'm just the messenger. So these are the grace cards, and they are not directive and they are not predictive, but they give us a sense of what kind of energy that we can either work with and call up in ourselves to make things easier in the energetic set that we are in at the moment, or just to remind us of our power, of our real station in life. Because I'm telling you, the society, and I hate to default to everything being so diabolical. I'm not one of those. But I'm looking at it. Okay, I had a masterful stroke. It's taken me a decade to get myself back together. I did it my way. And my way was to spend a whole lot of time by myself. And when I did that, for me, the Two of Swords card in the tarot deck there's a lot of definitions for it. But a lot of times when I see it, the first thing that occurs to me is block everything out and think for yourself. It's not this or that. There are other options if you'll really just go within and figure it out and get creative with your life. And I come back to life. I come back into society 10 years later, and I'm looking at the picture. And even though I don't want to default down to diabolical, there's a setup here, y'all. And it's definitely designed to keep us busy, keep us in service to the big machine. And I'm not going to give the machine a hard time because the machine does what the machine does. It relies upon us. But while the machine has got us in tow, what are we doing? We are actively not participating in our own damn journey, okay? Alright, so I'm not getting anything, so I'm just going to shuffle, and I'm going to, at the beginning when I started reading, I couldn't shuffle, so I did a a little fan spread of these cards so that I could get something. So I'll do that with these right now. I got something right away. Okay. You may not want to hear this one, but here it goes. Surrender. Surrender. That was another spirit message that came in. It's like, our ability to push stuff away, thinking that it's going to go away, but we're actually reaching out to it, and our ability to just instantaneously want to push back and fight back with situations, it's overrated, because it's actually a hindrance in our best evolution on this planet, and we do have to learn how to surrender into reality, to be able to, getting all tensed up is just not gonna, it's not gonna let things flow. And the only way to move past untoward energies, or get ourselves unstuck or any of that, or draw to ourselves what we want, is we kind of have to surrender into the moment, into the reality where we find ourselves, because we've put ourselves there for a reason. And until we get into that relaxed posture, we can't be open to the new suggestions and the new information that's being sent to us on a regular basis. Surrender is the key that unlocks the door to grace. And grace is the even flow of your life through the dramatics that surround us on a regular basis. And let me tell you something, this 7-planet thing in Aries, this is, never happened. So on the surface, why that seems to be like a holy cow moment, it's also a holy, okay, let's do this thing moment, So again, my little message to y'all, if you're not clear on where you want to be in your life, if you have been in a wash of other people's energetics for, I don't know, forever, stop it. Okay. All right. I'm just saying, you got to stop it right now. You need to take care of you. You need to think about you. Because when you do that, it's better for everybody in your little, in your little neighborhood. Everything that you've built is better when you look at yourself on a regular basis and give yourself the time of day. You got a to-do list? Are you anywhere on it? Okay, I'm just saying. All right, so right now I have the Power of the Elements Oracle. And see, this one I'm talking about. My cards are all locked up, and I went through all of them yesterday, and they're all doing it. So I'm thinking it's environmental. So I'm just having to, surrender. Work with what is, okay? So let's get up. These are elemental cards. Power of the Elements Oracle deck is wonderful. You've got, your earth, fire, water, and then you also have spirit cards, the interior, the magical essence of every human being. And don't forget, every human being on this planet right now is meant to be here. So please try and have some patience with your people. And by that, I mean every single person that you come in contact with, okay? Because they're all under this umbrella of change. And there ain't no going back. We did what we did collectively, and we in it now, y'all. Okay? All right, let's see what element we could embrace to harness this big energy that we're about to be thrust in. And I tell y'all, April's going to be live. It is. And again, we got 3 huge months in 2026, and that was February. That was it's April that we're about to step into, and there's going to be a lot of magical resolution in April, and stuff for you to deal with, stuff for us to deal with, and then also July, and we'll be talking more about that. And I do have a couple of notes about the first couple of weeks of April, so please hang on. I'm almost done, and we'll talk about that real quick, and then I'll get to the last half of April later. Inner secrets. All of you is worthy. Use this Pluto energy. Go ahead and ride down in there, okay? And get yourself clear on where you really want to be, and be honest with yourself. You don't owe anybody anything until you take care of the deals that you are trying to make with yourself. And that includes everybody. That includes your plants, your pets, your kids, your mom. Okay, because when it all boils down, everybody has their own journey. All of them have their own deal, and so do we. And we matter, okay? So this, if you're into numerology, this is, they're Roman numerals. Give me a second, y'all. 34, which is also 7, okay? So if 34 or 7, resonates with you, this message might be for you. Inner secrets, all of you is worthy. That's something that I've just gone through in the last year. It's like I realize I can't keep pretending that there aren't shadows in my personality. There aren't shadows in my work. There aren't shadows in my expressions. But I feel like when I ground out through kindness, that all of that is valuable. All of that is necessary to keep me from being sucked into other people's drama, to keep me safe from whatever the machine is trying to do to us right now, enlist us in some sort of battle that isn't even ours, okay? And that's important because it's real easy. The swirl of the drain is really fast right now, and we can easily get carried away. And I also pulled out number 6. Again, we're getting the 6 number. Protect and shelter. Let in only those you trust. Be discerning. And that's another thing right now. The light of truth is shining, and this is on people, personalities, situations, and it's time for us to reckon with the things that we're uncomfortable with. Things that don't shake our tree in the right way. Get real about it. That's not gonna change. If it hasn't changed, it's not gonna change. It's time for us to take the reins in our own world and make those damn changes, because nobody's gonna do it for us. I remember working in the restaurant business one time. We were in a shortage of staff, and this was a high-end, high-volume situation. And I was ending up working 22 days straight. 11 of those were doubles. And when I came on, sometimes I was the host, I was the stewardess, I was the bartender. Stewardess. I have never been a stewardess, but that sounds fun. I was the hostess. I went and serviced the tables. Then I ran to the bar and I made the drinks. And then I took the room service orders and ran room service. And it's 22 days, 11 doubles. I was like, you know what? You may fire me for this, but I'm not coming. I won't be there tomorrow, It's like you got to take care of yourself. And no, I did not get fired. I actually got employee of the month, if you can believe that. I was shocked, but it's definitely that time. It's look around to where you're being tugged at way too damn much and stop it. Just make a power move. And I see a card that is upside down in this deck, which is odd because I definitely, like I said, went through these cards with a fine-tooth comb yesterday. So we'll recover that card and see if this one wants to pop out. Beyond the mind, the heart beats. And this is what I'm talking about. We've been on auto. There's a lot of things in our lives where we're on auto. And we're just taking it in. We're just letting it do its thing with us. And right now, number 21, number 3, that's creation. Create a new way for yourself. Beyond the mind, the heart beats. Listen to your feelings. Listen to your heart. Instead of spending your days in a loop reacting to things that you absolutely don't harmonize with, start making those changes, because it's right now. And that's what 3 is all about. Creation. Okay? So that's beautiful. And this is the Sacred Rebels Oracle deck. Just phenomenal artwork, you guys. So even if you don't do cards, just the artwork is worth the time. It's amazing. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and talk about April and get out of here. I don't want this reading to go on too long. Okay, we're talking about April 1st, full moon in Libra. I mean, look, this is not even filled in yet. All right, this was this was March. Okay, and I'm not playing, and I'm sure not everything was on that. I got guests. Okay, so we got a full moon in Libra right off the bat. Okay, so we've got 4 planets at this point, 4 planets in Aries, I believe. Okay, And then we do have one square coming up on Friday, but I don't think it's a real big deal. You might want to just kind of watch your words. Venus squares Pluto. So Pluto's going to be stirring stuff up down in the bottom. It's going to come up, and you might be a little, I don't know, a little too happy, a little too verbal. Um, it's pretty, okay, it is going to be a big day. Okay, it's a good Friday on the Julian calendar, but astrologically speaking, okay, I'm just going to do this real quick. The third has huge ramifications. Sorry, I didn't mean to put you in a comfort zone. That's not accurate. Yeah, but I was right. Stay frosty. That's what Jimmy over at the Tarot Ship says. Stay frosty. Don't initiate new relationships at this time. I don't know why he said that, but just, listen to him. He's very good. It's the Tarot Ship with Jimmy, and he's fantastic here on YouTube. And again, Pluto's going to be diving deep, and then it's going to create the situation where things are exposed. Things are going to surface. These energies are coming up. What was previously hidden might show itself, and this is where I'm talking about surrender into the information, surrender into the energy, surrender into the moment, and give your self a second to a cosmic minute to do intake, digest, and process. Okay. There was something else about the third. Yeah, Mercury in Pisces. Mercury is the messenger, the communications. In Pisces, it might be a little emotional. Again, stay frosty. Don't get too emotional because a bland Roland Legrand on YouTube also was talking about that day, saying that if you can't control yourself, you could set up some energetics for later, for like a week later on the 3rd, which is a Friday on the Julian, if you're anywhere near the United States. That will manifest like 7 to 10 days later for you, and it might not be something that you like, so you got the full moon, which is already emotional. There's a Scorpio aspect somewhere in there that I can't remember where. I'll put links down in the pinned comment section below so that you can go over and you can check out details if you're interested in that. But it's going to be very emotional. Okay, and you're going to feel like you want justice, you want things to get balanced out, and you're going to get it. But please, again, stay chill. Understand that the universe has got your back. One of those cards that we read was, I think it was one of the number cards, is that you're being provided for. This path is being cleared for you. But you have to believe that. You have to kind of proceed like you already know that. Assume the close and just get busy with yourself. That's my side note. The way to not get lost in the dramatics and your fear and like what's next and how am I going to do this and blah 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 blah, what the ego does in our heads to keep us stuck. It's to just get busy. Do something practical. Set yourself up. What do you want in your world via the Pluto energy? And what can you do on your end to make you feel like you're prepared? Okay? Not for doom and disaster, for what you want. Okay? Start assuming the clothes. Start acting like you actually have it or you actually are it. Because this energy will really catapult and put some momentum behind those sentiments, okay? And again, I've got this starred. It's not what it is, it's how you deal. Okay, because what it is what it is. So surrender into what it is and remember that it all comes back to us, because what comes out of us because of what is everything in our own reality. Okay, and I guess that's about it. There's a beautiful aspect on that day too, and that's what I'm saying. It's about how we perceive. It's how we work with these energies, and this is kind of detailed, but there's a Mercury in Pisces trine with Jupiter in Cancer, and I won't go into the details. I will pin the link down in the comment section where you can go look, but that is going to really give us a little bit of relief from all this other heavy stuff that might be happening. Okay, so it's not all lost. It's just going to be tricky for us for the next several days, and like I said, I will come on and talk about mid-month and then end of month too, because I think it's really important. I mean, again, these energies are energies that we've never so we're all kind of like reading the planets, and we know the energies and we know numerology, and we're trying to do the math for everybody, but I'm a lay person at this. I just kind of go on instincts and the overviews, and like I said, a lot of the things that come up in my readings are definitely cast out into the future. I talked about in December about delays in travel and stuff like that, and that looks like that's about to happen. um, so, I was feeling it was for those holidays, but it's actually like kind of closely associated now, I realize, with the drama that's unfolding on the world stage. So, again, just get yourself in order. Make sure your passport is right. Make sure if you're traveling that you double check your resis and all that stuff, and just take good care of yourself. Make sure you're taking care of your body. Okay, if you know you're doing something that aggravates your system and that makes you that gives you a hard time, or slows you down, you don't want that right now. You really don't. Okay, and I'm having to do the same thing. So we're all in it together. Just remember that. Okay, and remember that you're very much loved. Source loves you. You're special. You're on this earth in a very, very amazing time. As scary as it might seem at times, this is insane. Okay, and I mean, I came back from death, and I kept going, why did I do this? Why did I do this? And now I'm starting to realize that this is unprecedented, and it's a very special time to go through. And look, just hang on, okay? And I'm here for you. If you ever have any questions, just send them to me. My email is posted on my thing. And oh, by the way, guys, I have a shorts channel that I opened up. It's called Oracle Shorts, Shorts from the Oracle. Okay, it's here on YouTube, and it's basically my long form content cut up in easy to digest bites, where you can just dip in and get the message of the day. And I would appreciate some support over there too. Y'all have been amazing for the last several years. I'm very niche, so I realize that my progress seems slow from the outside, but I feel really great about it, and I'm so happy to be here for you and for me. So I'm going to get out of here. Take care of yourselves, and I will definitely try to come on as soon as I can. And I think I'm having such a hard time getting time in my reality here to do my long forms. I think I'm going to start going on location, and I'm in a beautiful place, y'all. So I'm going to start sharing some of that with you, and maybe that'll help me come back to the channel a little bit more often. I think that would be good for everybody. So thanks you. Thanks y'all. Thanks you so much. Thank you again for being here. I appreciate you deeply, and I hope you got something from this message. If you did, please hit the thumbs up, because that really helps. It helps it get shown around on YouTube. I'm a little teeny tiny thing in this huge ocean of great content, and so every little bit helps for this channel. So thank you so much. All right, I'll get started on something new for you, and I'll see you soon.